Hey guys, so I am doing another episode of this, and I know I'm late. I apologize because I I went to an escape room on Sunday. Some of you may have already known that because if you saw my video last night. And then when we finally came back, I was feeling pretty sick because it was pretty late, and I partied a little too hard, like I said yesterday. And also, I have been packing, so that's why I, my whole editing process is really hard as it gets as I pack more and more. I get into a cramped space more and more, and doing these videos gets harder and harder each time. And so there was even a video that I wanted to put out this week, but I probably won't be able to, just for that reason. And I am super busy with all that stuff, so it is really hard for me to do all this, but I am really trying my best to get this out for you guys because I know for those of you who watch this stuff, here it is. It is a weekly thing, so at least I have to get this thing out. But yeah, I only just saw that episode last night, and so enough chit chat about that stuff. Let's actually talk about the episode. So, yeah, I liked this episode. I really enjoyed it, just like the other episodes. And there are people that still insist that this show is garbage. Like, they try to nitpick on literally everything because, oh yeah, it was too obvious. There was this flaw and there was this flaw and that flaw. It's really predictable, and it's clearly for kids. Yeah, of course it's for kids. This is the typical Disney kind of show. Like if you look at all the Disney movies, it's pretty much like that as well. Like, I mean, I'm not talking about like the Pixar stuff, but it is also a little bit like that too. But I'm saying especially like Hercules or Aladdin, things like that. I mean, yes, it is a little goofy here or there, but it is, that's the style that they wanted to go for. But in this episode, it was a little different because now it is finally actually going to be more like Clone Wars and Rebels. And they're complaining because they're like, at this point, Ezra already started to get, he already started training. Yeah, but dude, this guy, okay, first of all, Kaz is not Ezra. Okay, second, they're taking it slow, and yeah, Ezra might have just began training, but also all felt really quick because when I saw Clone Wars and Rebels, they all felt really quick. You know why? Because people like me binged the series. Like, we watched a lot of the episodes because we were skeptical. No one really paid much attention to those things. But then, when we finally decided, hey, let's give it a chance, there's lots of episodes to watch, and when you watch a lot at one go, the show feels a lot better to you than it does when you watch it on a weekly basis. But yeah, this is getting really interesting because we finally got to see more of the First Order, and they came for negotiations, and they came pretty much like, it's not uncommon for them to come to the station. Like the way that they were greeted, it seems like this is a common occurrence that they come all the time. And they came after the power outage for these citizens, and I guess everyone on Captain Doza's team was like that tower. It was I guess it was all right. But yeah, so they came to talk to Captain Doza, I guess, for some negotiations and such. But what I really enjoyed was that we got to see Kaz actually feel more like he's supposed to be. He kind of felt more like a spy, like an undercover spy. And again, I say undercover because he is. It's not like he's supposed to be a blatant spy, like Ezra. He's a Jedi. I mean, obviously he's also a rebel too. But when you're a Jedi, it's a lot easier to just showcase you're a Jedi. Kaz, on the other hand, he's undercover, so a lot of the time is spent being undercover. Like, there's no real reason for him to kind of be a spy at this moment if the First Order wasn't really doing anything in the episodes prior. But now that they're finally here, and we're waiting on the rest of the Resistance to kind of call on them when they need them. Obviously, right now they don't. But he did act more like a spy in this episode because when the First Order came, he started he had to sneak around, and I enjoyed seeing the ace pilots. I really wanted to see them for quite some time now. Like Hype Faison, played by Donald Faison. He's from Scrubs. That's probably why he looks like a familiar face to you. And you know, his character, he seems like a really cool character because he kind of reminds me of, you know, Lando because he's really chill, but like it's and then kind of like you know like the typical like smuggler kind of thing. He's not a smuggler obviously, but it's kind of like the type of guy that just doesn't like you know he really does not like the Empire, or in this case the First Order. They don't really say why he doesn't, but you know he seems like a really really cool guy. And Kaz obviously feels the same way. He thinks he's really cool, and he gets interested because he's kind of going against the First Order, and he wants to know more and more about him. And you know he loves Kaz is someone who looks up to pilot. He loves pilots. He loves flying. He loves watching the races. That's very evident. And you know the ace pilots are like they're like the big league, and he really wants to be in there. He wants to be part of them. He wants to be one of them. Even though he is part of Team Fireball, but you know he does view them as idols, like almost like Po from Kung Fu Panda views the Furious Five. It's pretty much like that. And yeah, it was a really fun episode because you know all the characters got more developed. So that's all I really have to say. And if you enjoyed my review and this episode, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the episode. And remember to subscribe as I do weekly videos on this subject. And I'll see you soon.